Good morning, traders. Manny Cabrera here from MDC Trading Academy with today's pre-market forecast for Wednesday, February the 2nd, Groundhog Day. Let's quickly jump to our news items for this morning. As we can see, we do have the OPEC meetings all day long. We do have crude inventories at 10:30 a.m. The rest of the week obviously gets a little heavier with unemployment information, so keep your eyes open for those particular reports. Let's look for our daily chart here, and as we can see, market roaring back once again to heading towards all-time highs. Remember, I've been telling you for the longest, as long as we remain below this 2000 SMA, we're gonna have these kind of wild swinging days. Volume's gonna be up, but then what happens? Magically, we close above it. Right now, we closed right below, obviously, the next resistance, which was just previous resistance turn support. And now we're closing above the 20 SMA. Obviously, next support level, resistance level will be around the 80 and the 200 SMA, but the market is looking good. But look at how the ATR is beginning to decrease again. And our average volume is also heading downward. So we're looking pretty much for more of the same today. Less volatility, less volume, but really good movement, because we're definitely going to be doing over a million more than likely today as well. Let's look a little bit more behind these numbers so we can see where we are prospectively. Remember, we were here. This is where we were before the big drop, and my question was, is the market going to hold here when we were here? Is the market going to hold here, break above, hold support, and go to the upside? Or do the opposite, fail here and come retest down here? And it did. It did come retest down here, but this is the result of it. But now, where are we right now? Right now, we're heading right back to this channel, which we were there once before as a bottom. We didn't stay there very long. But here's where we are heading to right now. So I always tell you, when you're not sure what the market is going to do, always look left. And if you look left, this is where we find ourselves in this particular moment. Can we oscillate between these two areas before we move higher? Yeah, potentially, but you gotta play it by ear. What are we looking at in reference to today's trading and today's activity? So let's go to our analysis chart. This is our map here. This is the intraday high of yesterday, the intraday low, clearly above it with strength. In the pre-market, we see the run, nice clear run. We have a beautiful trend line here, which we're going to be using, at least initially, as our north-south line, what I like to call it our buy-sell line. As long as we remain above this line, we're expecting to buy the pullbacks. Obviously, we have a clear confluence with this resistance turn support here and this trend line here. So this is one of the areas that I'm looking at to start looking for potential entries. Now, again, anything below here, we're looking at potential run to these previous pivots and potentially to run to this particular level here, our intraday high. Now, let me just do a quick retracement from this pivot here, swing pivot low to the swing high. And as we can see, we have a pretty good areas here where the market can go, including this pivot that I mentioned to you short before. The market can return here, still a 61% retracement, and it can potentially move higher from there. And any break below that, obviously the next run will be potentially to here, so it'll be a clear oscillation, but then we have to see what happens when the market gets here. But that's what we're looking at right now. Let me just do one more to see if we can get some sort of confluence, and we do the run beginning from here, and we go up here, and here we go. We got some pretty good confluence right around the 50 and 61 potential of this area, and also the 50 and the 38 of the run. So keep your eyes open for these levels. Remember, wait for the pullbacks and place your stops. Take care. Have a great session. Let me know if you have any questions.